This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is the spot, and a 3-hour banger lined up today. It's almost a good thing that we don't have any NBA games tonight in the playoffs because so much is going on. We do have 2 in the NHL. We'll get to that with Eddie Olczyk coming up at the bottom of the hour. Kelly Bidlin will do some live betting tips from him on the PGA Championship in 90 minutes. How about this? Bobby Farrelly on the program in a couple of hours.
Genius.
For those who don't know, we've actually broken bread with Bobby Farrelly at the Golden Steer Steakhouse out here in town. Great dude. Always watch us when we were in the mornings. Has a movie coming out tomorrow.
Sorry, buddy. I had dinner with him the first time I met him at Andiamo at the D. That's when Kelly Stewart's boyfriend, after we were sitting down and we'd ordered the meal, he finally goes, wait a second, you did Dumb and Dumber? Now you have my attention. He hadn't sent a word up to that whole point at dinner. And then he realized
Kelly's boyfriend
realized who he was sitting next to. And I go, that's it. Come on. His last name's Farrelly. How do you not connect the dots?
He also likes to fire. He comes out to Vegas, gets into the contest. We'll talk some NFL schedule with him and Steve Wiss, Best Bets in Soccer as well. Okay, so, and by the way, the beats last night were absolutely insane, which we're going to document coming up, win, lose in 45 minutes. The PGA Championship right now, we're talking about 7 guys, 3 under. Including, you know what's funny is that so many people were on Bhatia for the Masters, and it obviously never came through. Did we hear a peep about him?
No.
And he just had another birdie shot to go to 4 under. He didn't make it, so he's going to par this one. But he is one of 7 golfers right now tied for the lead at 3 under. He is through 12 as we speak. Martin Keimer is at 3 through 11. Smalley just had a birdie attempt to go to 4, but so he's at 3 under through 6. And then everybody else in the clubhouse at 3 under, the other 4 guys.
Don't you dare count out Michael Block. 2 shots back.
Did you bet him?
No, he's 11-1 to make the cut.
You did not bet that?
No, I did not.
You were tempted. You brought it up to several guests.
There were huge differences in the prices. Down the street had the best by a wide margin. But certainly I didn't expect this. I know it's early, but the kid's through 12 and he's only 2 shots back.
I hope he does it again.
That'd be great, I know.
If he's in the mix, I mean, come on, who's not going to be pulling for something like that? Yeah. I can't even imagine what he was. If he was 10-1, 11-1 to make the cut, the number, he must have been, what, 2,000-1 to win this thing?
Any number you throw at me, I believe.
5,000, whatever?
Yep.
And by the way, here comes Scotty. He got to 1 over right away, but now back-to-back birdies, and he is 2 off the lead as we speak, and Scotty Scheffler is through 7. And I have to say it, Justin Thomas, please get off my leaderboard.
Oh, come on. What do you mean, Scheffler? That's like rooting for the house in blackjack. Rooting for Scheffler.
Well, I got him top 5.
Okay.
I got him top 5.
It's a good leaderboard. I love that 3 under is the leader. And there's a lot of guys in this. You know, Koepka and Spieth and a lot of guys are sitting there at 1 under. And if you're 2 over, you're not out of it as well. So we'll see how the course plays the rest of the way. And it's a great start, including something I hadn't seen before, 40 years watching golf, with Garrick Higo. And we'll hear from him in a second. So the great Seinfeld episode, adjacent to refuse is refuse. Is the eclair in the trash? It's trash then. It's trash. So he thinks I'm in the vicinity. I'm in the area. I'm on the practice green putting, getting ready to tee off. Without his watch or cell phone, his caddy is yelling at him, come on, let's go, let's go. He's late, a minute late. So he gets a 2-stroke penalty before he tees off. He's lucky he wandered over or somebody saw him. If you're 5 minutes late, you're disqualified. He would be your co-leader if he didn't have the 2-stroke penalty to start.
Yeah, he would be in the clubhouse at 3 under right now. And oh, by the way, we just got a great tweet on this, talking about prices that were available. This is from Nick on X. You can always tweet us at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. As he pointed out, talk about an awful beat. 1 minute late, and he happened to see him nicked it at 225-1 for the first round leader.
Oh.
Now, again, you would some books, most I think would probably do this as a dead heat, and you'd have to split 225-1. Like right now, it'd be 8 different ways. But I mean, that's just as bad as it gets. Also, I mean, what if he puts together kind of a bad day tomorrow and he misses the cut by a stroke?
No kidding.
That could be way worse.
It's also credit to him that he stayed composed, though, and he was able to do this. But the question is, what happened? Is it on the caddy? Is it on him? This goes back to 2 weeks ago when we said, how does Adam Scott hit the wrong golf ball? That I've never seen that before. Mm-hmm. Signing an incorrect scorecard happens all the time. But then after the round, he was sitting there and like waiting for an explanation as well. I wouldn't have been late if I knew I was running late, he said.
I would not have been late if I knew I was running late. What in the hell is that?
That's the Drake Kardashian thing.
Well, also,
I didn't come this far just to come this far.
But why did he not have the cell phone nor the watch on him?
And then he had the watch on when he was doing the interview with Marty Smith. Here's Marty Smith on ESPN. Listen to this surreal piece of theater.
Eric, you leave the golf course with a 69, actually shot a 67. You spent about 20 minutes in there pleading your case to the officials about being late this morning. So share with me what your argument was.
I mean, I was obviously, so the rule is that if you're 1 second late, you're late. I was obviously there on time but late, and that's a 2-shot penalty. You have 5 minutes then until you're DQ'd. So yeah, I guess I could have taken five minutes longer, or just under that. But obviously it's unfortunate. I usually cut it fine. It was cold this morning. I was trying to stay as warm as possible coming from the range. So yeah, I think it shows a lot of mental strength, the way I just kept fighting, and it wasn't going to affect my swing or my putting. So.
Oh, my God. Is this the most aloof guy that we have in pro sports right now?
I was on time but late. I wouldn't have been late if I was running late. But he's saying, I'm over here practicing. Someone just let me know what's going on.
I'm over here now.
I know, but he's oblivious to what time it is. I mean, what's the caddy doing?
Okay.
Like, there's the caddy sitting there waiting for him to tee off, and then the caddy's yelling at him because he can see him.
Well, so
and then they went through it. They continued the interview. They went through it where they have him circled about how he's on the putting green, which practicing right off to the side. So he's saying, I'm here. I'm here. But that's not good enough. And then the tournament director, rules director, informed him right away. This is a 2-stroke penalty. You're a minute late.
Is the caddy responsible to go over to him and say, hey, buddy, hop on my back. I'll give you a piggyback ride so we're not late and we don't want to get docked here 2 strokes to begin things?
Maybe he thought he was going to the bathroom and just wandered off. I don't know.
I'll be okay. I'm good to go.
I mean, you're right. 225-1 could have come in. He might miss the cut. Who knows what happens? I will say that is great mental fortitude to still go out there and have a strong round after that's how you start.
Oh, he was right with that.
I know, but that's just that is bizarre about aloof or the comments.
Now, do you know people like that?
What?
Who, I mean, just had no idea. They could have zero care in the world about being late to things. I went to high school, still a friend to this day. His name is Waylon. Love the guy.
Yeah. Would always be late?
We learned, well, this is pre-cell phone, obviously, but my buddies and I eventually learned, like, if we wanted to be somewhere by 8 o'clock and we had to pick Waylon up, we had to get to his house by like 6:30 or 7 o'clock because he would never be close to being ready. And we would tell him specifically, we're leaving your place at 7:30. We have to be there at 8 o'clock. And without fail, it was just a disaster every single time. And we're like, Waylon, we're here a half an hour early. Come on, pal.
Yeah.
And my wife doesn't care.
That bad?
Oh, Paul, if we could get, when we...
never been that bad with a woman. I've never...
Oh, man, it's just...
That would drive me nuts, though, if you're always late or way off, way late.
So I'm one of those guys. I like to get to the airport a couple of hours early because I've missed a flight before, and that's been more than 20 years, and I hate that feeling, and I never want to go through it ever again. If my wife could get to the airport 30 seconds before the flight leaves, she would do it. And it just gives me more anxiety than... So she wants to get there. If our flight leaves at 7 o'clock, she wants to get there at 6:52.
Yep.
Like, I want to get there at 5, and I don't mind hanging around. I'll be on the iPad, maybe grab a beer, whatever. Her, absolutely not.
I'm with you. I have to get there early.
Yeah. Well, we have a mutual friend here who broke up in an engagement years ago because she was always late.
Good for him. Good for him.
Said, I'm not going to go through with this marriage.
They define the starting point of the round by the rope, gallery stakes, green, bike fencing, and or blue stakes, blue dots, or blue lines. He was allowed to remain in the tournament because he gets that 5 minutes.
Yeah, you have the 5-minute buffer
he talked about. Yeah. So, what a wild start. And he'd be tied for the lead. Incredible.
It wouldn't even be a story now if he shot like a 79.
That's right.
But you're spot on. I mean, to echo what he was saying, the mental fortitude out there to go out there and actually shoot a 67.
Well, then the comments are gold. I mean, I was on time but late. I wouldn't have been late if I knew I was running late.
Do you think so, Johnny?
This guy's a piece of work.
Appreciate
man.
that.
That is great.
But you're right. You know, in baseball, broadcasters will tell you that you see something different every single day in that sport.
Yeah.
But that's now twice in 3 weeks that I can never recall.
Yes.
These are happening in golf ever.
And it was Rich in Canada who emailed and said that is 100% on Adam Scott. That should never happen. That he hit the wrong ball and got a 2-stroke penalty.
Like they all mark their balls.
Yeah.
You have to know which one is yours. I mean, it's going to be obvious to anybody who's out there. And he's a longtime pro. That's completely unacceptable. So we'll keep you updated, obviously, with the scores at the PGA Championship, major number 2 of this season. We have the NFL schedule, tons of games that are now out, and also we'll update the Major League Baseball scoreboard with 4 more games coming up tonight. Pitchers are on a 14-2 under run against this team. Find out which one next.
Racetrack Television Network brings you every race, from every track, on every screen, every day. With monthly packages starting as low as $5, RTN gives you great value and access to more live HD streaming and race replays than anyone. Visit RTN.tv today to sign up and watch on almost any device, including Roku and Amazon Fire. Use promo code TRYRTN for a 5-day free trial.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM Channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on the next edition of Prop Points, we'll have another fun show to round out the week. We'll start things off by giving out my favorite player props for a doubleheader of Game 6s, Pistons, Cavs, Spurs, Wolves in the NBA. Jim Coventry from RotoWire will join the show to react to the full NFL schedule release and give out some early betting angles we should take a look at. And finally, we'll close out the show with Jeff Erickson's favorite props and plays for Friday's Major League Baseball slate. I'm Nick Whalen. Tune into Friday's edition of Prop Points at 1 p.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Following up on the discussion about Higo today, late for his first round by a minute, so he was docked a 2-stroke penalty, and then he goes out and shoots a 67. Without the penalty, he'd be tied for the lead right now. This is from Andrew, 25 years as a pro caddy. He tweeted the show, as you can do as well, at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. 25 years as a pro caddy on the PGA Tour. Never had a player late. It's part of your responsibility to remind him on time, just saying. Well, I tweeted him back, and I said, what's he supposed? He's yelling at him.
Yeah.
What else can he do?
I don't know. He wandered off. No watch, no phone. And then he's screaming at him, and he finally realizes, and then he's hustling and gets there, but he's still a minute late.
Does he tell time by the sun?
David Christensen, FTM at VSiN.com. God Core Country. Former Marine. Never late. No such thing as late. Train leaves the station at X time. You're either on it or you aren't.
Yeah.
David in Denver. God bless.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Absolutely.
And also, Andrew chiming in about the not marking the ball. Make sure you put the bag down next to your player's ball. I always checked first before I set the bag down. No wrong balls for my pros in 25 years. That should be impossible, though. So.
You never know, though. You see some crazy stuff. And that's why we love sports.
Yep.
Like last night, if you had the Pistons or the Wild. Or both. Or involved in some MLB beats.
Oh,
ridiculous.
I mean, I honestly think that, well, the Wild, that had to be the worst beat of the night.
No. Pistons.
Oh,
hadn't happened in 30 years, Mitch. They're up 9 with 2:30.
I know, but it's a 3-goal lead.
No. It was 3-1 with 3 minutes left.
No, I know that, and I know it was
nothing.
It was total domination, by the way, after the 3-goal lead by Colorado. I understand that, but I would actually argue that based on what Mizorowski did last night, to not come out there with a win, oh my God, that's a killer.
Yeah, Padres keep doing this though.
No,
you got to get the final 3 outs, and especially like the Rays too, the Rays and the under. The walk-off grand slam in that game.
Yep.
So,
I had the Rays.
Yeah, I know. And that's 1-0 in the 8th inning, and 1-1 in the 10th, and goes over 7.5.
Yep. So observations from today. That's another over for Washington. They got pounded by Cincinnati 15-1. I played the over the previous 2 days. I did not play it today. Burns was on the mound for Cincinnati. One of the reasons why, and he was outstanding. The total close 7.5. They doubled that up, no problem. And the Reds obviously cleared every imaginable number for them. So that's another over there. And to Mike Palm's point on the show yesterday, he added Houston as another over team. They're trailing right now 7-3 against Seattle. I should have, and that's over. That was a 9 with the total. It's 10 right now.
Yep, another one.
And I know Castillo is not the Castillo from a couple of years ago. How are they even money today against this really bad Houston outfit?
Yeah, and yesterday should have gone over too. But there like 20 guys left on base, and no one could get a hit with the Ducks on the pond.
Milwaukee's getting revenge right now against San Diego. They're up 7-0.
The other thing, too, is it's unfortunate. What if Miller didn't have that bad inning against the Cubs? We'd still have this great story. Because that's the only outing where he allowed a run.
Right.
And I think he's only allowed 2 hits since then.
I was thinking about this on the way in today. If he was still with the Oakland A's or the Sacramento A's, whatever, and he was putting together the same exact season, would he not be absolutely live to win the American League Cy Young? I know what Cam Schlittler's doing, but in the National League now, look at what he's up against. Skeen's amazing again the other day. Ohtani did it again last night. Mizorowski, nobody's even talking about him. He's below 10-1. Sale goes today. He has so many guys in front of him that he's not going to be able to get past this logjam. In the American League, it might be his for the taking.
Yeah.
So the pitcher I was talking about before the break, by the way, it's the Phillies and the Red Sox game tonight. Starting pitchers are now on a 14-2 under run with their K-prop against the Boston Red Sox. Luzardo is a high strikeout guy, 11.75 Ks per 9 on the season. The problem is he's had a couple of these blow-up games where he's allowed 4, 5, 6 runs and he gets bounced early. It's a little misleading. The ERA is 5.77. The FIP is 3 runs shy of that at 2.95. The xFIP is 2.39. He's getting very unlucky with the batting average of balls in play. It's almost 400, it's 386, so it's like 86 points higher than average. And a sub 60% left on base rate. So once he's putting guys on, they're like he can't get out of the inning. They're scoring. So it's 6.5 tonight. Like there's a path where this guy strikes out 10 because he's so good. But there's also a path where he strikes out 4 or 5. I kind of like under 6.5. There was some plus money out there, I think, earlier today.
I like the Red Sox again.
Yeah.
I just think he's been good in his last 5 starts. He's figured it out. The Phillies have the most losses against lefties, and Luzardo's been bad. So
Yep.
I'll come back with the Red Sox in this one. And how do you go against the Braves? I don't care who's pitching or what you're up against.
Or who they're playing.
You're right, or who they're playing. How the Braves have this record, 30-13, and now a 9.5 game lead in the division.
Crazy.
It is. But also how good they are, and they're going to win another series. And they've only lost 1, and they would have won that if they didn't blow the opener to start. So that's another one where it's Sale, it's the Braves. Why not? And now the Cubs come limping in with a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah, they were red hot, best team in baseball.
Can't hit.
Well, and all
At
of
least
a sudden,
the last couple games.
Yeah,
Right?
well, Braves probably have a lot to do with that.
Yes.
Sales numbers are absolutely phenomenal again. And so, would you think run line overall with Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm fine with that, too.
They're the home team, so not batting in the bottom of the 9th.
Matty Vasgersian's on the game, too. Go get him, Matty. And we haven't had a chance to talk about this in the last couple of days. Bobby Witt's on fire. And he's down to the second choice at some spots for MVP. But back-to-back games going deep. And his numbers have been fantastic. After going homerless in his first 27 games, he's homered in 7 of the last 16. And he's hitting .333, 7 bombed, 16 runs during the stretch. And he's hitting .400 with 16 extra base hits in 32 games against the White Sox since 2024.
Damn.
Keep it going, kid. He's
saw
going
that
against K tonight.
That inside the park the other day was so good. Just the overall hustle from that guy to be able to pull that off was outstanding. I didn't realize he was up to 7 home runs now on the year. Yeah.
Great numbers. Yep.
The Giants are taking on the Dodgers tonight then. Again,
Ohtani again?
He was so good last night.
Again, yeah.
But nothing allowed. Goes over the K prop.
Why doesn't he have better odds than Skeens? Because are they thinking regression? Because he has better numbers.
Yeah, he does. Well, Skeens is the champ. Pulled it off last year, so we know that he's sustainable. Ohtani has had some good seasons as a pitcher before, but coming off the injury, didn't pitch last year. Like, how many innings is he really going to go? We can trust Skeens to go out there and probably pitch, up to 200 innings in that neighborhood anyway. And you just got to... Skeens has had, what, 1 bad start? 2, maybe? 2 bad starts?
Yep.
But overall, he's getting better. Honestly, like, if the award had to be given out tonight, who do you think would win?
Ohtani.
You think he would?
Yeah, he's got a 0.82. Yes. The defense rests.
I think voters would want to give it to him. But now, like, is he going to have an ERA sub 2 at the end of the year?
Perhaps.
I mean, if it's absolutely live, then
I think
sure.
I think Miller's going to keep this going. I think Ohtani can keep on this sick run.
What if
he's not playing today? And it seems he's putting more focus and attention on the pitching than
he really is
at the plate.
What if Mizorowski has 300 strikeouts?
He could, yes. He's been fire.
That kid's...
And it's appointment viewing now.
Yes, it is.
If he's going to hit 103 on a gun on a regular basis, that's another time to check out and watch him pitch.
And by the way, Roop goes tonight for the Giants. 43-plus innings so far for him on the season. A 3.09 ERA, and the FIP is better. It's 2.51. He's striking out 10.5 batters per 9. Doesn't allow home runs. He walks too many guys. That's the problem, about 4 per 9. But I think the clear pitching edge tonight is with San Francisco. Can they hit? Sheehan's going. He's got an ERA just shy of 5. He strikes out a bunch of guys as well.
Or do the Dodgers hit? Do you trust the Dodgers lineup? I don't know if I do.
Would you maybe think like a first 5 under in the game?
The way they're going, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The Giants in the first 5 are 14, 21, and 7. Going to get a lot of pushes in the first 5, but not good so far on the year.
Eddie O coming up. Anaheim, 17-3 overrun first period. All 5 home games, first period's gone over. Do with that what you want. Got the Ducks tonight trying to save their season.
Do you think they do it?
I think they do.
Get a 7th game then?
Yep.
So we'll have him break that down.
Tough beat for Knobloch. You go to the Stanley Cup final back-to-back years, one down year, you're fired.
Isn't it crazy, the shelf life of NHL managers?
It's like soccer managers in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know it. So we'll get Eddie Olczyk's opinions on both these games and also how he is betting the Preakness this weekend. Coming up on Follow the Money, it's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
The guarantee? I hear it's massive.
They wouldn't do this unless it was something big.
There is no way it's that high.
I think it's even bigger.
It's huge. What? It's huge. Oh.
I'm down here at Circa, and I heard it's going to be gigantic. It's the biggest contest we've ever seen.
Seriously, what's the guarantee?
All right, guys. You're going to have to wait and see. The biggest pro football contests in the world are back. Visit circasports.com for more information.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Time now to get into the two hockey games that we have tonight in the playoffs. We'll touch on the Preakness as well. We go out to the Progressive guest line as the great Eddie Olczyk joins the program now. Eddie, thanks for the time as always. You were on that unbelievable comeback last night by the Avalanche. I just have to start with this. You've been around this league and played in it, and you called it for so many years now. How long will it take the Wild players to get over that loss from last night?
Hello, Mr. Paulie. Always great to be with you and great to see you guys when we're chatting together. You guys do an amazing job and always great to be on your show. Yeah, that's one that's going to sting a long time. They had them over a barrel 3-0, but as we've seen, and we alluded to it last night at the end of our TNT broadcast, myself, Kenny Albert, and Brian Boucher at the end of the first period. I kind of thought that they needed to make a goaltending change and just have the mindset, look, let's just get one. If we can get one, we're right back in this game. Because if everybody remembers early in the series in game one, that crazy 9-5 or 9-6 game, I'm sorry if I'm not getting the right score, but the Avalanche had a 3-0 lead in that game. And next thing you know, it's 5-4 for the Wild. And so in playoff hockey, you just see these momentum swings and what do you do with it? And yeah, it's going to be a long summer in Minnesota, but for Minnesota, they not having Eriksson Ek and not having Brodin, a top center iceman and a top four defenseman against a team that is as deep as the Colorado Avalanche, I think it really showed and it reared its ugly side in this series. And I think everybody was expecting a little bit longer. But it was one heck of a comeback for the Avalanche. They're banged up. No Lehkonen, no Belinsky. Makar certainly looks like he's laboring, so they could use the time off coming up and waiting to see who wins between the Golden Knights and the Ducks.
And who do you think that's going to be? And if it goes 7?
Well, I thought it would be Vegas in 7, Paulie. If you look so far in this series, and I did game 2 in this series, and that's where the Ducks really played. They really played well off of playing, arguably, according to Joel Quenneville, when I saw him before Game 2, he thought Game 1 was as good as the game that they played all season long. That was a Carter Hart goalie win for Vegas. The Ducks have, they've probably played better overall in the series, but here they are down in the series, and they got to find a way to win a game. Their power play has got some confidence right now. So if you're Vegas, you've been there. A lot of these guys have done that. I would expect a Game 7, and then you just never know in a Game 7. You guys know this. The puck bounces a funny way sometimes, but I would not be surprised to see a Game 7 back in Vegas.
Okay. And you're right about what we've seen in Montreal and Buffalo, including the second goal from Thompson. Off the side, Karam's in, off a Dobish to go in. I've never seen that before. You have. But what do you think with this series now? Another goalie change that for the time being worked out for Buffalo. Who wins tonight and what happens in that series?
Yeah, Paulie, I think the goaltending in Buffalo, it's been like this pretty much all season long. So I think for the players, and I'm just speaking from a player's point of view, you know who's back there. Whether it's Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen or it's Alex Lyon, it doesn't matter. They seem to be very comfortable with both guys. So I like how Lindy Ruff has handled this. Dobish has been obviously very, very good. And, obviously it was a bad, horrible bounce the other night. I just got to say, full disclosure, the goal by Thompson, I must have missed that class when I was in school because I didn't think a rubber puck on ice could hit the glass like that and go sideways and end up in the back of the net. But things happen come playoff hockey, and if you're not sealing up, as you know, Paulie, that near post there, some bad things can happen, and that's what it did. But I thought this series would go 7 games as well. Super close between Buffalo and Montreal, and I give the edge to the Sabres. The one thing I will say is when you think about Buffalo is when they played their best in these playoffs, and especially in this series. They've stayed out of the garbage. They've stayed out of the pushing and shoving. They just played whistle to whistle. They played hard. I think they got to just play that way, concentrate and play that way, and they give themselves a heck of a chance to take a commanding lead in the series going into that huge Game 5 tonight.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. The great Eddie Olczyk, our guest. He's on the progressive guest line. How do you think the winner of this series stacks up against Carolina, and what would be the Eastern Conference Finals then?
Wow, Carolina just looks like they've gone to another level. Now they're only halfway home, and they don't have a blemish on their in the loss column. I mean, they've been absolutely perfect. Ottawa, I think, played them the right way, Mitch, late in the series, where I think they tried to play. These are my words, nobody else's. I think they tried to play the way that Florida had their way with Carolina the last couple of years. Be hard on them, be physical, don't be afraid to get in those scrums, but be selective. Pick your spots. It can't be every shift. So if I'm looking at either team to be able to do that, to me it would be more Buffalo than it would be Montreal. But I think that the goaltending question for both of these teams ending up, if it's going to be a 6-game series, we know that, but it could end up being a 7-game series. Freddie Anderson, I mean, he looks unbelievable in that goal right now. So, as we said earlier, when you guys had me on, maybe a couple of weeks ago, there are no more excuses for Carolina. And look, they've done what everybody's expected. Like the path for them this year, with no Florida, no Rangers, no Toronto, no New Jersey. The path was there for them, and they've taken care of business. You got to give them credit. So I think that either team, I think they would be I'd say an overwhelming favorite in lowercase letters. I think that would certainly be the case.
Okay, very good. You had a nice day, Churchill Downs at the Derby a couple of weeks back. Some of the stuff that you called out here on the show and also the broadcast came through for you. How are you looking at the Preakness coming up this weekend?
So the caveat is that let's see you do it again, Olczyk. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please.
We're going to try. Okay, race 13 on Saturday night. Remember, the Preakness, usually they run that at Pimlico, but Pimlico is under construction. They're going to run this at Laurel in Maryland. And I'm going to go with the number 10 Napoleon Solo for Chad Summers and Paco Lopez. The last race he ran on the 4th of April was at Aqueduct in the Wood Memorial. I didn't think he was on the best part of the racetrack, Mitch and Paulie, meaning on the inside, you didn't want to be down near the rail and you didn't want to be on the lead. He never gave up, though, and that was the one thing that was really impressive to me. He finished 5th that day. He got beat 2 lengths. But the interesting thing is that in that particular race in New York on April the 4th, Ocelli ran 3rd that day. And Ocelli came back and ran in the Derby and ran 3rd and only got beat a length and actually had the lead at the 8th pole. So this is a shorter race at the Preakness, only going to run 1 mile and 3:16. So I'm going to use, my pick is going to be number 10, Napoleon Solo. I'm going to play across the board. And I'm going to use 3 horses underneath and do a reverse wheel. I'm going to use the 9 Iron Honor. I'm going to use the 2 Ocelli, the horse that finished 3rd in the Kentucky Derby. And I'm also going to use the number 5 Talkin. So my play will be the 10 over the 9, 2, 5. Reverse it, 2, 5, 9 with 10. You like 1, you like 2, box them up, whatever you want to do. But I think you'll get every bit of every bit of 7 or 8 to 1 on number 10, Napoleon Solo.
Very good. What are your thoughts on another Derby winner skipping the Preakness and not trying for a bid for the Triple Crown?
Well, we've touched on this over the years, boys, and I think that every other sport has evolved. Every other sport has changed. Now, whether you want to say for the better with, 3-on-3 in overtime in hockey, the shootout, the three-point line in basketball, NFL seems like they cater all the rules to the offensive side, more scoring. Home run fences over the years have come in baseball, so numbers are a little different. And I think horse racing needs to get up with the times, and I think that we need to get some separation in between the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. I think if you added a week in there, if you wanted to go May, June, July, I just think that you got to do what's right by the equine athlete, and I think last year it happened with Sovereignty. And then this year, you're going to see where Golden Temple, they're going to bypass the Preakness, and they're going to run in Golden Temple. Looks like he's going to try to run into Belmont, being run at Saratoga. So would I love to see it? 100%. But I think it's time that we really take a deep dive into it and make sure that we get enough healthy horses, and horses are able to rebound. Some can, some can't, just like hockey players. Some are good then back-to-back, some are not. And I think we got to look at change, because every other sport has changed. And the way the game horse racing is going, we certainly have to open up our eyes to doing what's right for the game.
That is a phenomenal answer.
Good job.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for connecting today on the show, Eddie. We appreciate the time.
See you guys.
There you go.
Thank
Eddie
you,
Olczyk. Up next, win some, lose some. Paul's going to recap that beats last night. My good Lord.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more, powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds, so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Incredible night last night. Going to be hard to repeat that. Cavs plus 185. Overcame the largest deficit of the last 30 years in the final 3 minutes of a playoff game. Pistons up 9 with 2:30. Then the Cavs go on a 13-0 run that extends into overtime. And I know the questionable call, controversial call at the end didn't go their way, but I would say don't blow the lead. And Detroit blew the lead, and then they lost in overtime, and the Cavs can eliminate them tomorrow. Wild. Most rebounds, Allen 5-1. Most made threes, Cunningham plus 550, Strus 9-1. He kept them in it when they were down 15. He was awesome. And what did I say yesterday? More Paul Reed. Duren shouldn't start. Duren is 9-1 under his points prop going back. He's played 149 minutes of the series and has 38 points. In 41 minutes, Reed has 36 points and changed the game when he came in. When Duren was on the court, they were outscored by 16 points.
Can somebody explain this to me? Paul Reed did not play for the first 3 quarters. He came in to begin the fourth quarter and played the rest of the game, including overtime.
That's bizarre.
What is going on?
He was good in the last game, too. Some of these coaches, it's baffling. Overtime was 11-1. Avalanche Wild to go to overtime was plus 350. Will Hill's parlay he gave out hit, which was 58-1.
Yeah, during the games last night right here on
both
Prime
of them
Time.
to go to overtime. That's right. 17 different players have scored a goal for Colorado. White Sox, 7-1 last 8 at home. Ohtani with a 0.82 ERA. Victor Scott, anytime home run, 16-1 today. WNBA, all 4 games went under last night after 11-3 start. Sky plus 185. Sky Golden State under 172.5 down to 165. Lower league playoffs in soccer. It's 1-0 in the 80th minute. If that stays under, it's 9-1 so far with all the playoff games. 2 more tomorrow, League 2. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Luke, send this to me after. A street dog realized her puppy wasn't breathing and was in need and took it to the vet.
What?
Somehow remembered how to get there and knew that was the way to go, and then stayed there the whole time. And they saved the puppy as mom is looking on and saving the day, bringing the puppy in.
Whoa.
How about that? The street dog brings it into the vet. They saved the day, and she knew something was wrong with the puppy. All is well.
Oh, man.
That is great.
That was in Istanbul? That's the caption right there, yeah. And this is on a local Fox affiliate, so it's not AI.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that video.
Yeah. I'll show you one tomorrow that's also legit with the I don't want to give it away, but the people are like, where the hell all our food go in the fridge? Oh, we'll show that tomorrow. How about the pit bull here? How about this guy? But look at a big fella blocking the way. He's like, the other guy's like, can I go around? Well, are you going to move? What gives here? I can't. Are you going to just stand here? Block the bridge? What are you going to do? I'm trying to get by. The little fella's like, hey, come on, man. Come on. I got things to do, too.
That's it? Just middle of the bridge? I'm done?
He's still looking, right? Still looking. Boy, it's a nice day. Huh? I don't know if he's trying to figure out how to get over there or navigate the thing. Whatever, still on the bridge. And just go over, buddy. You have it. You can figure it out. The look on his face.
It's like one more step.
Right. Look at the guy behind him. It's like, all right, I have patience, but enough's enough already.
Yeah, he's going to push him.
Right. I thought he was going to push him in, too. But finally he goes, get there. He's between the legs. Between the legs, and he goes. Excellent. Lose some. Another gem from Higo. I missed this. 1 second is hard to define. You can't make this stuff up, this guy. He's incredible. 1 second is hard to define. I was on time, but I was late. And then, what was the other one?
I wouldn't be late if I knew I was running late.
I wouldn't have been late if I knew I was running late. This guy's got everything.
I never thought before right now I would say this sentence. We need more Garrick Higo.
That's right. Make a run, kid. Get it done. Storm tempo over. 164 to 168. Fever Sparks over. 184 to 188. Golden State 3.5 to 6. Lost outright. Here come the beats. Rays and under. 1-0 in the 8th. 1-1 in the 10th. 3-1 in the 10th. Walk-off Granny. Rangers Diamondbacks under. 3-2 in the 9th goes over. Brewers 1-0 in the 9th. Padres down to their final out. They lose. Wild and under 6.5. 3-1 with 3 minutes left. 4-3 Colorado in overtime. Pistons and under. Up 9 with less than 3 minutes. They lose in overtime. Incredible. Sharp Plays doing an incredible job as always. The daily Mr. Poison tweets. And sending out intel and plays immediately to subscribers. Connected over 500 sources and bettors worldwide across all sports. Respected, watched, and feared. When they moves, the book take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel. They find the value before the numbers shift. Start winning with them. Sharpplays.com.
Tough racket, man.
Damn right.
I was on one of those games last night. I had Tampa. I also have a little bit on the Brewers for most wins in May. A little bit. Very sprinkled on that one. But that would have been nice because they were hot. And, years ago, Mizorowski was at 94 pitches. Like, if that's Randy Johnson, he's not coming out of the game.
You're not getting the ball from me.
No, God, no. I mean, Randy Johnson would have thrown 128 pitches and probably struck out 14 guys, and it would have been a complete game shutout.
Yep.
But today, 94 pitches, get out of the game, pal. And isn't that the dilemma, though? Like the first 5 in the full game dilemma?
It is. And that's why I agree with a lot of people that have punted on this sport and gone to the WNBA.
I firmly believe that.
I think that's a better way to attack it. I got the league pass. I'm 5-0 with player props. I'm trying to get into it. No one can be like Kazarian, but I think it's better. Much more opportunities. I mean, if Caesars are going to take $5,000 bets in play, you don't have to worry about getting down.
Yeah.
I just think it's a professional sport. Props, much like the NBA, bad spots, whatever, injuries, look-ahead spots, whatever.
You can rely on a lot of things in the WNBA.
I'm sick of these bullpens.
For sure.
It's enough already.
It's like I don't bet soccer enough to know. I understand that the beats in soccer are excruciating. But to me, of all the sports that I do bet, the hardest one to beat on a consistent basis, I don't even think it's a debate, is Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The single hardest. Like people say, well, NFL, certainly. I mean, it's not. I mean, everybody would be retired if it was easy to bet this stuff, right?
Maybe player props the best way to attack it too, then.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
It's a good leaderboard, I think.
It's getting there.
JT is 3 under through 9.
Yeah, we want him out.
Thigala 2 under, Shoffley 2 under, Connors 2 under, Lowry 2 under, Neiman, Higo, Day, Cam Smith, McNeely, Koepka, Spieth, Rahm, all 1 under.
By the way, Koepka could be the leader if he had a putter today.
Oh, he's bad, yeah. Michael Block, 1 under on 17.
He's hanging. He's lingering around.
He is.
The putting, like the shots that he lost putting today compared to right off the tee, like he was up at one point, I think it was through 14. Scheffler just missed a putt by 4. What is that?
1 under through 8.
So, but Koepka, I think it was through when he whiffed on like the 14th hole, I believe it was. He was up 6 strokes off the tee, and he was like almost dead last in putting. If the putter would have been there today, I don't even know like what his score would have been. He'd probably be the solo leader right now, based on just that simple. Well, I call it simple. It's really not, but.
Well, I love that 3 under's the lead right now, and then
I love it.
I hope that course plays like this, and there's several guys. Oh, Batia just gave 2 back. But Fowler's even, Cantlay's even, Adam Scott's even, Morikawa. So it was not a lot of guys. Harris English. Not a lot of these guys had disaster rounds either.
No,
you're so many guys in the mix here after 1 round.
If this plays out like it is today for the entire weekend, this is going to be an incredible tournament.
Right.
And I hope the winner is like 8, 9 under. That's it. That's why I love the U.S. Open so much. is that typically you're going to get it at a very low score. It's extremely difficult, that course, every single year, the way they set it up. And sometimes the PGA plays like 20 under. That's too easy. Minwoo Lee, Jeff Seeley tipped him yesterday. He's one of the leaders there at 3 under.
He was at 4. Yeah.
Up next, we'll give you some, these are on the board now, conference finals prices for NBA series. And also, it might be time to